Okay, we're going to do rates and unit rates, a short video on this. We got to get some definitions down first. So ratio, the word ratio is a comparison of two quantities by division. There are 5 girls to 6 boys in class, for example, and you can write it in 3 ways, these 3 ways, either with the word to, with a colon, or looking like a fraction. Now rate is a ratio that compares quantities in different units. For example, 5 apples for $2, 5 to 2, or 5 to 2, or as a again, looking like a fraction, but you want to label it 5 apples to $2. Okay, unit rate is a rate that has a denominator of 1. You have to have 1 in the bottom. For example, you do this all the time. Unit price, gas mileage, how many miles per gallon, or speed, how many miles per hour. Example of this is 10 cents for 1 ounce, say, of dish detergent, okay, or 50 cents for a banana, or you could go, well, how many bananas can I get for $1? See, there's different ways of putting whatever on the bottom, but 1 has to be on the bottom. Okay, now let's work a couple problems out. How to find the unit rate. Suppose your family drives 75 miles in 3 hours. How far did you go in 1 hour? Okay, what's the 1? So the hour's got to go on the bottom. So you want to first set it up so it's 75 miles in 3 hours, the hour's on the bottom. And then just like you do for reducing a fraction, you would have to divide both the top and the bottom by 3. When I divide it by 3, I get the 1 hour. Divide this by 3, I get 25. So that means the unit rate is you went 25 miles in 1 hour. Okay, another thing you can use is to find the unit rate is to, another way to use the unit rate is to find the best buy. There's a couple of different ways we can do this. Suppose you had 12 ounces of water, cost 29 cents, but then another container of water had 108 ounces, cost $1.29, and you want to know which one's a better deal. Okay, we can find what each cost per ounce is. Okay, so here I go. You just go ahead and divide just like we did above, and you'll see if you use you can use your calculator here, and you get 0.024, which is about 0.2 cents. Okay, 2 cents for every ounce here, and this is about 1 cent, right? Because the cents is the second decimal in, and this number is just there to kind of compare again. Okay, so this obviously the $1.29 is obviously the better deal. Another way you can do it is to do a chart, where you have the ounces on one side and the price. And you take one of these. I took the smaller one. For 12 ounces, it's 29 cents. So each time I doubled it, I just added 29 cents. Okay, each time I added 12 ounces, I added 29 cents because each 12 ounces was 29 cents. And when I got to 108, look how much it would be. If I had gotten 108 ounces of the 12-ounce container, I would have had to pay $2.61, which is way more than the $1.29 for that 108-ounce container. So that's another way to see which one's going to be a better buy. Okay, let's do some more of that. All right, Cody can run 6 miles in 57 minutes. At that rate, how fast can he run in 1 mile? Okay, again, looking for 1, that's a unit rate. So the mile, you want to know about the 1 mile part. So that's going to go on the bottom, the mile. So 57 minutes in 6 miles, make sure you label it. And you want to know how much it's going to equal in 1 mile. Well, you divide each by 6. When you divide it by 6, it's 9.5 minutes, which, by the way, 9.5 minutes. That means 9.5 minutes. That's 9 minutes. And how many seconds would that be? If it's half a minute, don't put 5 seconds. It's not 5 seconds. How many seconds are in half a minute? That's 30, right? Because a whole minute has 60 seconds. Okay, another way we could do is using a chart. You put your miles and you put your minutes. You set up your 6 miles. He does 6 miles in 57 minutes. So let's go ahead and divide. I know that 57 is divisible by 3, because remember, 5 plus 7 is 12. And if this is divisible by 3, then the whole thing's divisible by 3. So I divide it by 3. 3 divided into 6 is 2. And this is 19. And then I get it, then I cut it in half, right? And that's going to be 9.5 to get. Half of 19 is 9.5. So again, I get the same answer either way. Okay? This is our last, I think it's our last one. All right, which is the best buy? Let's do the last one here. Here you got you got 2 different kinds of chocolate chip cookies. Here's the price of them. Here's how many cookies are in each one, and here's the weight of each one. So you have to decide, is it better, should I find the price of 1 cookie or 1 ounce? Well, you can see because they have different cookie numbers, they're probably different size cookies too, because this mini chips is going to have smaller cookies because it has 17, and it's weighs less than the guy that has only 10, but it's 11 ounces. So going by the cookies are not all the same size. So it's probably going to be better. It will be better to use the ounces, because that's really, this ounce of cookie is an ounce of cookie, okay? So you go ahead and set it up the 2 ways. You can do $1.39 over 6 ounces, because you want to know the cost of 1 ounce, so the ounce is on the bottom. All right, then you divide by 6, and you get 23 cents for 1 ounce of the first one. And this one, it boils down to 21 cents. So obviously, at this point, for ounce-wise, this Yum Yum chips. And usually, the bigger it is, the cheaper it is, but not always. Or you can do it the chart way. Here I have the price. I picked the first one, $1.39 for 6 ounces. Then I just kind of doubled it. I know this isn't quite 12 ounces, but I went ahead and doubled it to 12 ounces. And look how much more I'd have to pay. That's a lot more. I'm paying about, what, 50 cents more for 1 more ounce of cookie. So you can see there that, oh, this one's much more expensive because I'm going to have to pay more if I doubled it. Okay, that's it.